All power, glory, and honor to
How
Yahweh
about Shem Yahweh Shai?
Double honors to the elders / apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom and salutations to our brothers in the four corners spoken out for his truth. With sincerity, long suffering, and longevity. Alright? We're going to get on Exodus before that movie, Exodus, Gods and Kings come out. Alright? Exodus chapter 1, verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mightily, and the land was filled with them. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that, when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies, and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramesses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar, and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service all their service wherein they were made them serve was with rigor. Get the word for rigor. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, When ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then shall she live. And that's what's going on still today. But our women, if the woman is pregnant with a man child, she'll go ahead and get an abortion. But if it's a woman child, she'll keep it and train it just to be like her. I'm going to give you the rundowns that my mother didn't teach me, all the things that my mother, didn't teach me, all the things that I taught myself and the lessons that I've learned, I'm going to go ahead and give to my daughter. Which is keeping the spirit of whoredom upon your children. All right, see, but these midwives, they didn't hearken unto Pharaoh. They didn't hearken unto the American government. They hearken unto the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, which we need our women to start doing more and more. All right? But mostly the men is the stain. All right? But the midwives feared the Most High and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, Why have ye done this thing, and have saved the men children alive? And the midwife said unto Pharaoh, Because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women. So the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women. So all men are not created equal. If our women, which is the weaker vessel, if our women is created better than the rest of the women, then shouldn't the man be created better than the rest of the men? For we're created better than our women. We can attain and uphold the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Our women can't. They can do it to a certain point, but they're not commanded to come out here and teach, nor to usurp authority over men. You got the word for rigor?
This is rigor. It says servitude, strictness, hardship. That's it, hardship, strictness. So they was lived in strictness. Taskmaster. taskmaster, one who assigned tasks to another when served.
So basically, your boss made your job even more difficult.
Like your senator,
Right?
your governor,
And what they're doing right now?
your police chief,
What they're doing right now? They're changing the fucking rules as we speak.
the mayor, and all that shit.
Certain people are getting kicked out of office that they didn't even come to a vote to kick the motherfucker out of office. Just he found himself out. And that's illegal now. So now they don't even need legal right. I mean, they don't even need what's the word? Probable cause to kick you out of your job. They can just do it. Make you serve a rigor, not pay you, and then say you fired. Now, everybody know that shit ain't fair and that ain't right. That's just been done to us as Hebrew Israelites ever since. We've never been treated equal or fairly. And we will never be treated equal or fairly. So this Exodus, what the Most High is going to bring, how he gave an Exodus unto his people, a way of us escaping our salvation, he's going to do that shit again. That's why in the Apocrypha he says he's going to hit Egypt with plagues as before. Verse 19, and the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. Therefore the Most High dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. And it came to pass, because the midwives feared the Most High, that he made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive. And that's exactly what they still want to do. Why? Because they know that the nationality all goes back to the son, that father, the man. The women just holds and nurtures the womb, the child within her womb, within her matrix. We come out of women, but we're not from women. We're from our Father. It was our Father that put us in that woman. And we came out of the woman, but we're not from the woman. Got something you want to get into? And there, chapter 2, this is Exodus chapter 2. And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes, and daubed it with slime and with pitch, and put the child therein. And she laid it in the flags by the river's bank. And his sister stood afar off, to wit what would be done to him. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river. And the maidens walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him, and said, this is one of the Hebrews' children. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren, and looked on their burdens. And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew, one of his brethren. And he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. So why did he kill off the Egyptians, even though he's dressed like an Egyptian? Because Moses knew that he was of the Hebrews. He just didn't have any proof. The Most High gave him his proof that the Most High sent him, and he is of the Hebrews. We're here to prove to our people that you are an Israelite, and the Most High has sent us unto ye.
This is what I want to go back into verse 1 and 14.
This is Exodus chapter 1, verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manners of service in the field.
Right, in mortar and in brick. Which is what those pictures is. You know, because they talking about the Egyptians building pyramids. No. The Israelites built the pyramids for the Egyptians during slavery. That was one of the servitudes that we had to do.
Is it on that?
Yeah, I just want to get that up.
This is Exodus 2 and 13. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together, and he said to them that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? So the Hebrews thought that they was, why did you smite down another Egyptian, your brother? And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me as thou killest the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses, but Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock. So the Midianites' daughter, they thought that Moses was an Egyptian too. Why? Because of his apparel. Because of his apparel. That's why it's important for us to come out here on the highways and byways and to wear the proper apparel while we're doing the Most High's will. So you will see the difference between what's happening in your church and those pastors and what's happening outside on the highways and the byways and the hedges.
Come.
All right? But Moses didn't change his apparel yet. He was still in his Egyptian apparel.
No, they got, what's the first 10 commandments? They got an Edomite playing them. You know, in the Disney version, he's actually dark skinned. DreamWorks, I think? They version, the Prince of Egypt. Now they got this new one coming out, December 12th. I forgot the fucking Edomite that's playing. The one that played, I think it's the motherfucker that plays Batman.
Oh, Kristen Bailey?
I think he's playing Moses.
Verse 20. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man. And he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter. And she bare him a son, and called his name Gershom. For he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. And it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage. And they cried, and their cry came up unto the Most High by reason of their bondage. And the Most High heard their groanings. And the Most High remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And the Most High looked upon the children of Israel, and the Most High had respect unto them, not unto the whole world, not unto all the other nations,
Right.
but unto his children.
And that's what we out here for, to teach y'all how to cry unto the Most High so He can deliver us. That's the only way it's going to happen.